hope you're ready to talk some reality TV because this is your ticket to reality. I'm Lee Swift, former contestant on The Circle Season 2. Actually, I was a finalist, but not bragging. And then I have two of the amazing founders of Agents of Fandom who actually host our wonderful podcast. And then managing editor at Agents of Fandom, we have Emma here, and we're going to talk a whole bunch of reality. And there's a lot to talk about, isn't there?
There sure is.
There is. A lot's been going on since we last met, so...
We last spoke of Muffin Gate, and we are finally ready to dive past what was there. There was all kinds of other gates since Muffin Gate. I don't even remember what else has happened.
Lots of gates.
There was indeed another gate.
But
we
can't make fun of Muffin Gate for too long during Jasmine's birthday month. God.
Wow.
We're not allowed to say anything bad about Jasmine during her birthday week.
Okay. All right. We're gonna hold the reins on Big Brother because we're gonna.
I heard. Okay, cool. I was gonna say I think I heard Turner sigh like from miles away just from that comment.
I mean. Oh my gosh.
And that's why I ate her muffin.
That's why I ate.
Iconic.
Who ate my muffin? Yes.
Iconic.
The new best gift that exists.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of my favorite reality TV moments. I was cracking up. And then the fact that last time we talked about it, TJ hadn't seen the episode and we couldn't really talk about it.
Yes.
I was so frustrated.
Yeah,
but we can now, and it's fun. Yeah, we can have that release. We can release the that pent-up Muffin Gate energy that we had.
Exactly.
We're going to get into all things Big Brother, including what I thought was one of the stupidest moves I've ever seen in reality TV history that really didn't come back to bite her that much. But before we get to that, Garrett, you've been trying to plug a show for us. Talk to me about your new favorite reality TV show.
Yes, so... If you remember right, TJ, for those of you listening, I was in Canada last week, and I met TJ for the first time at his wedding, and we were having... I'm glad you remember that. It was not a fever dream. It actually happened.
There are pictures to prove it.
There are. And we were chatting with your sisters and talking about Love Island, and I was like, you got to watch this new show, which actually isn't new because I found out after I finished the first season that there's a second season. So, but I said, you have got to watch this new show called F-Boy Island. It is the most chaotic dating slash game slash reality show that you've ever been a part of in your life, hosted by Nikki Glazer. And the guys, basically there's a group of guys, half of them are nice guys and half of them are F-boys. And there's 3 women and they each like get to date around the guys and essentially pick who they have in their posse. And after a couple episodes, like 6 guys are with this girl, 6 guys essentially. And then they put up 2 for elimination every elimination. And then sometimes the guys get so mad that they get put up on elimination that they just walk out. And eventually the winner, like each girl gets money or each couple gets money. But if they pick an F-boy, there's like a different twist. And some of the guys are like egregiously evil. It makes you feel better probably about most of your past exes. And I love that it has like really no structure. There's wild things that happen and they just let it happen. Like there is a guy that got eliminated, and by the way, when you're eliminated, you stay in this, it's called Limbro. If you're an F-boy, you get thrown in like this shitty like beach shack, and then the nice guys get to go in this really nice mansion, and it has a view of the F-boy shack, and so they just get to watch them like and live in squalor and have their little F-boy therapy sessions with Nikki Glazer.
Oh, God.
And what I'm describing, there's still so much more to the show. So you guys just need to watch it so you can be on my level and see how evil these dudes are.
And it's on Netflix, right?
It's on HBO Max, actually.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Wasn't part of the cuts?
Yeah.
It's probably going to Discovery as it's not male skewed.
It's a show.
It's a genre dumb, not a fandom. So
genre dumb.
I don't know if I can watch it if it's a female show, as I am a male.
Oh,
Ah,
please.
Oh god, you're
Yeah,
sounding
we
like
get-
the She-Hulk review bombers.
Stupid Warner Brothers confusing me.
Yeah,
Are you
we
an
gotta
F
stay on
boy,
HBO
TJ?
Max.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Reformed
go
F
in there.
boy,
Reformed F boy.
a married F boy now.
Reformed married F boy. I like it.
That's awesome. That's
Oh
awesome.
my God.
No,
All right.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
that sounds
I'm in.
right up my alley for sure.
I can't wait for your texts, like your text messages during it, being like, "That guy's an F boy," or like,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
"There's so much."
text
Like, I'm gonna shut up before I
reaction.
spoil anything because you guys just need to be organic watching this because it's so wild.
And I
Sounds
know
good.
F Island's on Emma's list after Love Island, but I'm making her watch Love Island first. We're
Yes.
coming towards the end of Love Island USA, and I gotta say, there's parts of the season that, like, some parts I wish would have been extended, other parts I wish they would have done it that way. Could have used a few more games, like I always can, but this has been one of the seasons of reality TV, more so than any other, that I've seen just like an incredible amount of growth in the contestants from beginning to end. People that just came in and sucked, and by the end of the show have just grown so much, have matured so much. And there's one character, Isaiah, who, like, at the beginning, like, should have been on F Boy Island. Like, he 100% should have been there, and he looks literally like I'm not misspeaking. He looks like a better looking Justin Bieber. He's got like the same haircut and style and face, but better looking, taller, more muscular, and just like he's an incredibly looking guy. All the women there loved him. And he's been off and on with the same person, Sydney, since day one. And at the beginning, he literally should have been on F Boy Island, but at the same time, he's 21 years old. So first off, I have no idea why he's on Love Island. I think he likely went on Love Island because he's good looking and to kiss a lot of girls and hopefully win some money. And that was very evident at the beginning. And as it's gone on, he's just literally turned from a boy to a man. And I'm so proud of him. And just like the way he handles stuff now, he puts his ego aside, and if he did something stupid, he just listens, learns how to change it, and works on it. And it's just like, it's incredibly impressive stuff. And there's just like, typically with Love Island, I feel like you always know who's gonna win. Like there's almost always like one couple that it's like, yeah, these two are gonna keep dating after the fact, and therefore are probably gonna win because they'll be the best couple. But there are legit 4 couples right now. There's 12 people left, and 8 of the people are coupled up in relationships and have like asked each other to be boyfriend and girlfriend and are actually in relationships going into the outside world. And the other 4 are still just trying to like figure stuff out. But like, there's actually, I've never seen a season that has had like so many strong couples, and it's surprising based on all the F-boyery and overreactingness that has gone on throughout the process. It's very interesting to see.
How many of those couples do you think are gonna last make it in the real world after this?
Yeah, that's the real question.
3.
Like honestly, that's pretty. So six
That's
of
not
those
bad.
8.
Like,
That's not bad at all.
I feel very confident about one and pretty good about 2 others.
Yeah,
The one I feel the least about is the Isaiah and Sydney one that I just referred to, because I don't feel like his partner Sydney has had the same amount of growth as he has. Like this is a perfect instance. Do we all know what Casa Amor is? It's like the twist where half of the one group, either the males or the females, they go to the other a different place, and they bring in a bunch of new people, and the people will have to decide: do we pair up with somebody new and bring them back to the villa, or do we stick with our partner? And so Sydney and Isaiah, they had some turmoil back to that because Isaiah brought somebody else back and pretty much immediately realized he made a mistake and did the work to get Sydney back. And what recently came out is that they had the episode of tweets. They read audience tweets to the group, and the group has to like guess who they think it's about, and then they reveal
That's
who it's
interesting.
about. And the producers just did not let back, did not hold back whatsoever. And so they were like, so they're now issue free after they've worked through all this stuff. And the text goes, and this dates back from Casa Moore, and it goes, I'm sure Sydney wouldn't like it if she found out that Isaiah was comparing her and Phoebe's natural beauty.
Oh God.
And
Yeah.
what the situation was, and this is why I was so proud of Isaiah, was how he handled this situation. Because they go back, like what the Casa Moore thing was, he doesn't know, do I want to go back with Phoebe or do I want to stay with Sydney? And he's weighing his pros and cons, and he says, like, I think I'm more attracted physically to Phoebe. And this hit, when it gets released, it hits a huge nerve for Sydney, understandably so, especially with how it was worded. That he's comparing her, it was her natural beauty. That he's comparing her natural beauty to Phoebe's. And Sydney's the type of person who does herself up quite a bit, and she looks fantastic when she does. She's clearly very good at it. She's clearly very good at cosmetics, and it struck a nerve from some previous stuff. And what bothered me is she kind of kept continuously going back to, like, I just can't believe he would compare me to someone else. And we're just kind of sitting there thinking, like, wait, this is a reality TV dating show. Is this not the whole purpose? To compare your options and decide what's best for you? And the whole time, Isaiah didn't say that once. He just said, yes, it was a stupid thing to say. I'm sorry. You're the one for me. I was trying to make a decision, and I've now made it, and I know it's in my heart it's the right one. And it took her like a while, after like multiple apologies and conversations. They were like good, still coupled up, but kind of standoffish. And then he brought in the crew to do just like this beautiful romantic evening for her, and then she came around.
That's nice.
But Zeta and Timmy, those two are making it in the real world. They're going to be married within the next couple of years.
Wow.
I love it.
Well, since you brought up Justin Bieber, I just want to acknowledge your blonde hair, and you are rocking it, by the way.
Looking a little Bieber-esque out here in Canada right now.
Yep.
You are absolutely rocking it.
Repping the Canadian OG. I love it.
Thank you.
Love it. That was a great rundown on Love Island. I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been watching it.
Yeah,
I know.
me too.
I kind of feel like I've been along for the ride. I'm looking forward to actually sitting down and watching it, though.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's going to be good.
So who's got to follow that up?
Well, I've been watching The Bachelorette, as we know. So this week was the beginning of Hometowns. And so, of course, since we have two Bachelorettes, we, instead of the traditional, like the one person going to all the hometowns, we're kind of taking turns between Gabby and Rachel. So it was interesting. I mean, most of the hometowns seemed to go pretty well, except for Rachel kind of getting a little panicked and freaking out for one of the guys. And we're so far into the season, I still don't know all the names. That's my bad. I'm just gonna take that L. But it was kind of tough to watch. It was pretty painful because he was like super into it. Like, she was meeting all his friends, and then she was just kind of like, I don't think I can meet your family because I'm not feeling it. Which I respect not going that far to like meet the family, but it was tough to watch that. He was pretty. I mean, he took it pretty well, but I can imagine he felt pretty upset by that. So that was kind of a roadblock. But it seemed like Gabby's hometowns went really well. There was some emotional moments with, I think it was Eric's dad has some late stage cancer, and that definitely had me in my feels. And so Gabby went in to meet him and everything. And the family just seemed really tight and supportive, but I definitely was shedding some tears. But everyone seemed to hit it off pretty well. The only thing was Rachel meeting Tino's family. She was convinced that they all hated her. And I feel like on every season there's always one family that's just like really tough on the person. Like I think it happens every season without fail.
That's honestly was some of my favorite like bachelorette moments when they just grill the shit out of their partner and they're like, you know what? The dad's like, you know what? I actually don't think you're the guy for my daughter. And then the daughter just has to like pivot the rest of the day, and you just no editing can save the awkwardness of that. That's some of my favorite bachelorette moments.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad to see that this season continues that trend.
It's definitely they went with it this season. I mean, it was just every time. Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Well, my favorite moment was when Zach, who I still say is going to be with Rachel at the end, took her and watched planes take off, and I thought
that was so cute. I loved it.
It was very cute, and I think he's the one. And I still want Nate to come back for Gabby.
I know.
So,
I know that was so hard.
Yeah,
and it was just like, I understand because I don't know. I mean, I understand Gabby having those feelings about not ready to be a mom necessarily. It's just so hard. It was like, because they were just so good together, and I would have loved to see that work out. But I think the guys that she has, I feel like I think they're good guys. I think she can. No,
they're all good. They're all good, and it's very possible. I mean, but I just was such a Nate fan.
I know. I was
such a Nate fan.
I was with you on that.
Well,
that breakup was tough.
I'm going to talk about Claim to Fame before we get into the show we all watch.
Sounds good.
Claim to Fame is, Kevin Jonas and then the non-singing Jonas brother, who I never can remember his name. I'm sorry. It's terrible. Shout out to him. We'll just call him.
How many episodes of the show have you watched that he hosts?
I've watched them all. I'm totally on board with this show.
Totally on board with the show and the guy who hosts it. What's his name?
Well, I know Kevin Jonas.
Bill Jonas.
Bill
Gregory Jonas.
No, what is this?
Bob Jonas.
It's
somebody look up his name. Look up his name.
Frank Jonas.
Frank.
It's
Frankie. I just wanted to, I had it up for a while. I just wanted to kind of
thank you. He's
Thank
awesome.
You,
He's amazing. It's just I have Emma disease. I can't remember names.
So amazing that he sticks in your memory.
It's becoming my thing now. It's my brand. I can't remember any of these people's names. It's really I need to pay better attention.
It's one you guys, if you get a chance, take a look at it because it's all family of celebrities, and so you don't know who they are. The ones, some that have left. This week, Whoopi Goldberg's granddaughter got booted. So they're all trying to guess who their claim to fame is, and they pick the two bottom. There's two people at the bottom, and one of them ends up. They vote on which gets to guess, and if they guess wrong, then their celebrities revealed. If they guess right, then the person that they're guessing goes. So they all figured out who Whoopi's was, and it's been really fun. I mean, they had Tiffany Haddish's sister. She went, and so they haven't revealed everybody, so I'm guessing. I get to guess who is that. That person looks like so and so. I wish they had kept everybody's secret, but of course they wanted to get fans to come in. Like Whoopi Goldberg, we knew her granddaughter for a long time, but it's really fun, and they're getting down to the wire, so it's going to be really cutthroat. It's funny how cutthroat it's getting.
So I heard about this show a little bit. Like I saw a commercial for it or something. Somehow I had heard about it a little bit, and my thought was, what's the prize?
$100,000,
and they get the $100,000.
Yeah.
What the hell do they need with the $100,000?
Yeah, if they have the most famous.
Well,
I thought like, does it go to like a charity or something? No, Whoopi Goldberg's niece is not like hooked up. What the hell?
Well, yes.
They get like the most distant family they can find. They're
like some like
technically related, but they've never met, not even once.
Chris Hemsworth's third cousin.
And Chris Hemsworth has no idea he exists.
Yeah, it's just like, who's that guy?
The actual point of them coming on this show is to hope that their counterpart recognizes them and inducts them into the larger part of the family. The richer part of the family, I should say.
This is Chris Pratt's daughter. The twist, He doesn't know she exists.
Oh God.
Well, I do know the what you're saying, Garrett. I suspect at the end of this, whoever wins will. I think it'd be smart to say, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to donate this to, puppies or
Yeah.
kids or something." But they're getting to live in a mansion in L.A.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
pretty
come on,
sweet,
that
and they're
sounds-
getting exposure. Remember, these are the people that they've been in the shadow, and now they get to come out and have a little bit of the sparkle.
Literally
So.
just tweet, "I'm Whoopi Goldberg's niece," and that goes viral on Twitter like immediately. And people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, Whoopi Goldberg's niece has just joined Twitter,
You're
and
famous
she
now."
has more followers than me in 30 minutes." Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I don't see that being an issue.
Yeah.
Bitter
Good for them,
party
though.
of
Glad that they
one.
get to live in a
Garrett
mansion and get their exposure, and it's so amazing for them.
Garrett, don't be so bitter. Don't be so bitter.
I'm sorry that I saw the commercial and that's the only thing I could think of the entire time. And now that I finally have an answer,
Do you know what? Okay, let me just say, I got so much grief from my show for saying that if I won, I wanted a swimming pool. And I was like, and they're like, he's an author. He probably has millions of dollars. No, I don't have millions, but I was like, I really do want a swimming
It's like,
pool.
I just want my pool.
I
Like,
just want a swimming pool. But okay, hate on anybody you want. That's okay.
I'm just trying to get a promotion at work. Okay. I just, I'm struggling. I need to eat a little bit.
it's like I should take some food.
Gotcha. I'm for you. All right.
I'm busting. All right.
I was pitching claim to fame, but listen to Garrett, listen to me, whichever.
Shut
I
down.
agree.
Definitely. If it comes down to a choice of not just in this situation but any situation, listening to me or listening to Lee or really anyone else, you should pick the latter. Be safe. Be safe. Pick their choice.
Well, speaking of picking, let's talk about our picks for Big Brother
man.
and who is doing so well and who is not doing so well. Hello, that's me.
How many? Who's left on your team? Is it just Kyle?
I have Kyle and Terrence.
Oof.
Oh, nice.
It's really bad.
Boo. Yeah.
Bad.
Last time we talked, you guys were giving me the gears about, that was a stupid trade with Garrett. I shouldn't have done it. That was bad. And now I'm sitting here with my girl Brittany just riding on Michael's coatails all the way to the end.
That pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
How she literally just exists
Yeah.
for
she's just
him
kind of
in this game.
like she's his sidekick.
Yeah, that's literally it. She's his sidekick. And the funny thing is just like, it's smart on his side because it's like they get along, they can talk game, and he knows she'll never beat him in anything.
Yeah, she realized very early on, like, this guy's gonna win.
Oh, yeah.
So
she's like,
go as
let me
far as
get
I
on
can.
his competitions and like.
And she gets $50,000 if she comes in number 2. Hey, I think that's a win.
I had no idea.
I didn't
no
realize
shit.
that.
There you go.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't blame her.
I didn't know
would probably do
that
the same.
there was a second prize, and
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
not
I didn't
know that there was prizes in the veto game. And let me tell you,
Oh my god, that was.
Alyssa.
Here he comes.
Oh my god, Alyssa.
why would you take a trip to London away from the one person who controls
Your fate, your
outcome this
destiny.
week?
Yeah,
Your destiny.
that was just stupid.
And for people saying that it was like my guy Michael saying that it was emotional, or no, it was Kyle saying it was emotional. Michael was just playing both sides.
Yeah.
Screw off! If you take a
Yeah.
paid vacation from me, I'm gonna be pissed too and force you to do something crappy instead. Like I'm gonna
There
be
is
so
no
mad.
accident.
Yeah,
About
I would
that.
be so pissed.
She literally walked up to her after Taylor said, "By the way, if anyone takes this, I'm coming for you personally." She
Right.
walks up to her.
It's like, oh, I'm just sorry. I'm gonna
Sorry,
take that."
Taylor. Like you knew what you were doing. Get the fuck out of here. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That was
That like
ridiculous.
I wanted her to be gone just so that could be a lesson in her life. Like, that was literally one of the most stupidest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I would have honestly laughed if it resulted in her leaving, because that's just like one of those things that, like, Pooch made the mistake of putting himself up as a pawn, and he reaps the consequences. And this, I would have kind of liked to see that play out, as in she would have had to sit and think about like
It would have
what she
been
did.
slightly excusable. Still barely, because Taylor was the head of household, and I probably wouldn't have wanted to steal from the person who's the head of household. But it would have been slightly excusable if the veto wasn't already there.
Yeah,
She ignored the veto simply because Taylor told her she was safe, and then ripped Taylor's trip from her.
it's not smart.
It was also a very poignant metaphor
Yeah.
for like white privilege and
Oh,
you know,
very much.
Kind
So.
of. And but fast forward, she survived. How?
Kyle.
God.
Kyle's.
I can't with Kyle anymore. I'm
You're
sorry.
done?
Like, I've just reached my limit.
What is
I
it?
can't.
3 weeks later, they finally unveiled the racist ideologies, and they cut it before it got bad. But
Yeah.
then they allowed Michael to be like, "Bro, this isn't okay," and shut up, Brittany.
Oh yeah. I'm
Because
glad they.
we were we were talking about how Brittany wasn't really doing anything. Brittany stepped up to have that conversation.
Yeah, I'm glad they at least, like, I think honestly, like, and I know, I don't know what I would do in that situation. Obviously, I wouldn't know, but I would also like to think that if he like brought that up, I kind of would immediately like shut that down, be like, yeah, it sounds a little bit like you're trying to like form an alliance with just the white people, so we're gonna not do that. But I'm glad that they like decided not to, because that was just, oh my god.
So one day I went down this like Twitter rabbit hole of this slew of evidence against Kyle and all this stuff. And all these videos that they finally aired weeks later were like on Twitter for like a long time before that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people were saying actually about Brittany and Michael that it took them like, people had been talking about this on the feeds for like a while, and it took Michael and Brittany like a long time to eventually bring it up to Kyle. So a lot of people were saying that production was seeing all this buzz online and came in and coached them on how to like handle the situation. I don't know how true that is. I don't know what that even looks like on a reality set. So Lee, I want to throw it to you and say, like, I want to get your thoughts and opinions on that. And do you think that that's a possibility?
It wouldn't be for the circle, because they didn't really, and in my experience, now you'd have to ask other contestants, they did not coach me in anything. They
you also weren't in a scandal.
Well, that's
mid-season in a live show.
Yeah. Maybe they would have, but they didn't, because I was never involved in a scandal. I was the perfect reality TV personality.
Still are.
Absolutely.
And I say that in total humility. If I was a superhero, I'd be Mr. Humble. But we'll continue on.
Who did Kyle initially have the conversation with when the whole hashtag KK Kyle thing happened?
I think it stemmed from several conversations that he had with Brittany and Michael and Alyssa, I think.
Because it seemed to me like when Michael brought it up to Brittany in this past week's episode, that was the first time Brittany heard of it.
I can't remember exactly what I saw on, because I think I was seeing some of the same things that you were, Garrett, where it was like I think he brought it up to like, I don't know, that I can't remember if he brought it up to Turner or not too, but it was, and then the thing of him like going on about like, oh, like Monty and Taylor and Joseph are all like loud and aggressive, and I was just like, oh my god, that's so like
that one.
Yeah, and I think they actually aired that. I'm pretty certain
they did.
Like, finally, yeah. I was like, okay, I'm glad they're airing it, because like that's like.
It still was like a blink and you miss it moment. They didn't really like highlight it at all. But I had already seen that clip on Twitter. So when I watch the show like in the morning as I like start my work, and I pretty much have other tabs open, so I really just listen to it. But
Yeah.
there's not really a lot you need to watch unless it's the competitions and stuff.
Right.
So I remember hearing that and I was like, oh shit, I heard that on Twitter, and I switched back and I started watching it for a second, but it was a really blink and you miss it moment. And without me having already been keyed into this whole situation on Twitter, I would not have even noticed it. And that is my white privilege, honestly, for me to not even notice that. Yeah,
for sure.
100%. And kind of my like understanding of the situation is I don't think Brittany knew before Michael told her. But then also we don't know when the specific conversations happened. Like that kind of looked like that was cut into a montage for that situation.
Right.
So we don't really know exactly when those conversations took place. But what I do kind of how I see it is like Michael involved Brittany so that she could handle it, because Michael's entire game has just been, I'm going to fly on a wall and listen to what everybody says, and I'm not going to let anyone think I'm against them. And so in life, I don't think that's what you want to do. But also when you're trying to win, what is it, $500,000? $100,000?
$750, I think.
$750,000? Like,
You're
I understand how you can go. I fully understand how you can go, oh wow, this guy's a racist asshole. I don't like him.
Yeah.
But wait until it's opportune for you to unveil that information to others.
Yeah.
Right.
I
agree.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I don't want to give this guy any more time than he deserves, because I do think that there's a lot of, like, I do feel that he is this way.
Me too.
But I want to talk a little bit about Joseph for a second, because Joseph is someone who week by week I adore more and more. Like, he is such a great person, and the little and the little moment where they're playing chess and he's sitting there and he's like, guys, I'm actually like really good at chess. And it is so painful for me to like watch these idiots play chess right now, because I would have won like 8 moves ago. And then I didn't even realize that Michael is the one who's playing. And then they cut to his little confessional and he's like, I'm actually really good at chess, which shock. No one
wants to reveal.
Like, it's been really hard for me to play this bad for this long. And then they cut back to Joseph and he's like, honestly, these guys are so bad at chess that I think there has to be someone else who's good at chess and is hiding that they're good at chess. And that was one of my most wholesome favorite moments of the entire season so far. I really like Joseph, and I hope that he finds a way to win his veto and not go home this week, because
me too.
I want him to have more time with Taylor. That's the showmance that I am invested in, not the Alyssa Kyle crap. I want them to leave.
I want that out. I'm done with it.
It's time for the Alliance to realize that he is way more hurtful than he is helpful to them.
Oh yeah. I'm wondering how, because with this whole twist, I'm wondering how they're going to find out that Kyle just revealed everything to Terrence. I mean, she's just like, that's it. All bets are off.
Hopefully, I mean, it seems like Joseph's on the chopping block right now, but hopefully Terrence clues in that Kyle's a racist and just sends him home.
I hope so. It'd be nice.
I don't think it's going to happen like that.
I don't either, because one, like, he probably won't realize that because it's been said to other people, and two, he needs allies right now.
And he already said, like, I gave you, just talking to Turner and Joseph, I gave you guys the chance to like speak up and let me know what's going on. You guys didn't, but someone else did. So if I'm Turner and Joseph, I'm sitting up there like, fuck this guy. Because like
they know.
At that point you know what's going on, because Terrence dropped the ball.
If you're Turner, you don't know if it was Joseph or Kyle. If you're Joseph, you don't know if it was Kyle or Turner.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I felt pretty pointed. His statement was like at them, and that's why you two are on the block, is because you didn't let me know, but someone else did let me know, and that could have only been
I
Kyle,
hear you for sure, but if I'm the other one, I couldn't help but think, what if
trying to backdoor
if the other person is a pawn and this is an attempt to backdoor kind of thing,
right?
But we don't know.
I think they're gonna.
It's probably. I don't think they'll go that deep.
they're going to see through it. So here's what happens. So let's just say strategically, because I have been watching the live feeds and I kind of know where Michael's head is.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's not on my team, I'm rooting for Michael.
I am too, honestly.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
He deserves
He's
the
the best
win,
player
honestly.
there.
Yeah,
but he's saying Joseph going is actually not bad for his game, because he said, if you remember when the leftovers formed, he and Brittany were having a talk. He said it was Michael. It was Monty, Joseph, Turner, and Joseph,
Kyle,
and
Taylor.
Kyle. Yeah, it was Kyle, Joseph, Monty, and Turner who formed first. Then they brought in Michael and Brittany
and Taylor,
and then Taylor was the last one they got.
Yeah,
and he goes, we're on the three of us, because he's really tied with Taylor and Brittany. He said, we're the last. So he's really thinking the leftovers are over. So when they come back in, he wants to stay, like you were saying, TJ, sort of in the middle. I'm nobody's enemy. And so, hey, Kyle wants to work. Kyle's already said, hey, it's Alyssa, Terrence, and me, and Michael and Brittany. We'll form a new one. And then Turner and the left of Monty and them are going to try to do something too. The big problem is Taylor and Monty are getting very tight and in the inside house stuff. And so Michael is concerned that she may not want to break the leftovers up, but he thinks it's time that it happens. But he just wants to stay off everybody's radar and let them all shoot at each other.
Yeah.
And so one of the most interesting things I'm finding, and I think this was a problem with the way Terrence noted some things. Aw, Obi.
It's not an episode without something in TJ's space falling down.
Star Wars stuff.
He knocked
well, there you go. That's appropriate.
I love Obi. Obi is incredible. Sorry, little side note.
Meet him.
He is.
I'm so jealous.
Amazing. Anyways, sorry.
This was more Kyle's error than Terrence's error, actually, because Kyle didn't actually fill in Terrence with all the information that they still need Turner. They still need to secure Turner in case they don't have Brittany and Michael. And so with Turner having been so tight with Terrence, I think that was an error to just try and separate that. And I don't think I don't think it can't be pulled back. I think it can still be mended, but I do think that was an error to push so hard on Turner when you're going to need it to be recruiting him for numbers.
Well, what I'm hoping is Turner goes after Kyle, because really the people that have won is Monty and Turner, and Michael can't compete in the next HOH. So if Monty or Turner gets it and they put two and two together, which I think they are smart enough, I hope they go after Kyle before they go after Terrence.
Yeah.
Because I think...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Interestingly enough, I don't think Monty is the second biggest threat in the game. I think it's Turner.
Me too.
Because
I can see that.
He just...
Or Taylor.
He's not as strong in some competitions as Michael, Monty, and Taylor. But he stays off the radar even better than Michael does.
That's true.
Minus Muffingate.
Yeah, minus with Jasmine.
Yeah, but he's not worried about Jasmine.
No,
did he get caught? Did he get caught with Muffingate?
He did.
So he was off the radar. I think he wasn't caught.
Kinda.
Not by her.
But
he knows, but he was never caught.
But he never confessed, so he's still in the clear. And still one of my favorites.
He would not get convicted in the court of law based on what she is presented.
Based on the evidence presented, yeah, agreed.
And let's
I'm trying
just
to think
say,
in my legal brain, could theoretically,
unless they had the video, in
it's
which case
circumstantial at best. Emma, objection.
Well, people. I mean, I hate to say it, people get convicted on circumstantial evidence all the time. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it does happen.
But Turner is white.
That's so. Yeah, that's
sorry.
That's a good point. That's a fair. I was going to say.
It's important to note, as and I feel like if people listen to the whole podcast, they'll they know us well enough. But it's important to know what side of the coin we are all on here when we make these. When I make my I am a male. I can't watch this show anymore on HBO. We are definitely making fun of all the shitty people in the world, and sometimes comedy is the easiest way to get through the shit.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta laugh until unless or otherwise you will cry. I messed up that whole
or you could make a show like The Boys, which directly parallels how they act in real life, and then instead of them learning from it, they'll just love it and continue to watch it, not understanding that it's about them.
All the bigots being like, "Oh, woke comic book shows. I gotta watch The Boys."
Yeah,
I'm like, they're literally right. I'm like, they're literally making fun of you. Like, you are staring directly into the point and not getting it at all. It's quite sad, but
could it be me?
Kind of funny. Yeah, could never be me. The Boys is incredible, by the way.
Absolutely love The Boys. Love it.
Not an episode of
and I love Big Brother.
Talking to little superheroes.
We gotta
do
sprinkle it in somewhere.
Well, I think I'm glad that the Festy Besties things is over. I enjoyed it, but I'm glad that's gone.
Yeah.
And I still my money's on Michael and his sidekick making it all the way to the end. That's my money.
So does the jury pick who is it a final 3 and then the jury picks 1?
No, it's actually a final 2. So what happens is I'll give you the specifics.
Yeah, I've been so curious about the jury and all that.
So you get to the final 3 and then they do this celebratory da-da-da. And then the final HOH is they get to pick which of the other 2 people. I'm going to take one of them. And so it's a 3-parter, I think a 3-parter. So whoever wins the first one automatically is in the final one. And then the runners up, the 2 runner up, they compete. And then there's a final competition with the one who won the first one. And whoever wins that gets to pick who stays, who they take with them.
Wow.
And then that person comes out and they're, the rest of the jury's been in the jury house talking and whatever. But then that person just comes out on stage and they're the final vote of the jury.
Wow.
So
what happens I guess because the last couple of people, so when Indy was eliminated, I think they said something about her going to a jury house. So I guess it's the last few people and do they just are on standby or something like that? And then
they're just in a house and and they get to watch CBS shows, I guess, and they have a pool and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, so and they'll show us a few. In fact, they'll probably the next elimination or next week they'll start showing us the jury house a little bit, and they'll have little snippets about what they're doing and as who's going to come in next. Oh, I hope it's so and so, and then somebody walks in and then they go, well, let me show you, and they watch a video of them being, evicted. So
exciting.
It's amazing.
I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm getting really invested. This is fun.
It helps that we had a whole draft and competitions involved and friendly stuff between ourselves.
Okay, I have 2 people left. I have Terrence and Kyle. Who do you have left, TJ?
I have Michael, Brittany, and Jasmine.
That may be, and that could be the final. Well, I think Taylor will probably be the final.
My team's looking nicer than a cold glass of lemonade on a hot summer day.
Oh God!
I've never tasted better fried possum than my team.
Fried possum.
Okay, that was a massive step up. I respect it, but I gotta call it out also.
Okay.
Julie, we turned up the notch. A chicken fried steak.
Yeah, that's verbatim.
Oh yeah, literally. I can't get that out of my head at this point.
And then she said, "Well, thank you," or whatever. And I'm thinking, in Julie's inside head is like, "Would you shut up and just vote?"
Just vote, okay?
Do you notice her accent gets so thick on that time? I mean, she has an accent clearly, but she really lays it on thick.
Oh yeah.
There's one thing that Jasmine knows how to do. It is milk it
during her birthday year.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's just the year.
The ankle, she's wearing a brace without the boot, which means there's not that much pain left in that ankle.
Yeah, how could it possibly?
When you are out of the boot, you are supposed to be attempting to walk normal. So she's either just doing everything aggressively wrong, or milking it like a cow on
She's
the
hot.
farm back home.
Oh God.
Well, I think she's going to be leaving the barn on the next elimination.
Bye,
Yeah.
Julie.
She has
If I have
no
my
shot.
say, if I have my say, Jasmine is going to be flying the coop like a bunch of chickens.
I love
Y'all.
it.
Wow. You know what? She's had an impact because we are all doing it. So
Exactly.
I'm bashing her, but we're all jumping on the
I enjoy
Jasmine
watching it.
bandwagon.
Kudos
It's
to Jasmine.
she's entertaining to
She's
watch.
fun.
When
Yeah.
she was hiding behind the couch,
Oh my God. That
Come
was
on.
something else. It's
I
like,
have nothing against Jasmine. She makes for good television.
I wish
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched that on the live feeds because I would have been
oh,
like,
I know.
this bitch is
That would have been
crazy.
so entertaining. Oh my God.
All
Emma,
right.
who do you have left? Who do you have left, Emma?
I have Taylor. Did I
Which
have
is
Alyssa?
good.
I think Alyssa's on my team.
I think you have Alyssa, too.
Yeah, that might
Yeah.
be it.
But I think you're down to 2.
Yeah.
And what did you have, Garrett?
I think I have Monty, Turner, and Joseph.
Yeah. So
Okay.
after this, we're all going to be down to 2, I think. Because I think you're going to
so.
lose Joseph, and I think
Yeah.
TJ's going to lose Jasmine, and we'll be 2-2-2-2. So here we go.
Which is honestly pretty crazy. That means we did well.
We did pretty good.
Actually, I wouldn't have been here without that trade from TJ.
The
I
trade.
got
That's
an
true,
extra
true.
number because I lost Paloma early.
Oh God. yeah.
Wait, so if we're at 3-3-2-2, does that
You're
mean
gonna
there are
lose
10
Jasmine.
contestants remaining?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's 5-5
So we are
officially
officially
in points.
scoring points.
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh, is it the final 10 we decided
Yeah.
that it would be?
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
that's exciting.
So you two will get very little points. And come on, Terrence.
So and then the fact that it's the 2-3 people, like we're both going to be getting the smallest amount of points, and then all being even at 2. It is literally anyone's game still
Anybody's game. I love it.
That's
between
so
me and
exciting.
Garrett.
Hey, I mean,
Between-
you never know at this point.
Wow.
But I kind of think,
I needed some love. All right, I was getting a little bullied, a little ganged up
Yeah.
on before the episode.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
true.
appreciate that, Teej.
that's true.
Everyone
We'll
has
give
an
you that.
equal chance of winning between Garrett and I.
Yeah.
And he says that knowing he has the by far best player in the
I
entire
got the
game.
1, but you got the like I got 1, but you got 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I
Possible.
wouldn't I would not argue with that. But you never know. Sometimes the people that you least expect could rise to the top. So
That's true.
That's what's happened to Terrence. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, geez, I never would have
Who
expected
expected Terrence to be here at this point?
Yeah, certainly not me.
nobody.
What the hell
Nobody.
does he do?
He has like, just I can't. He hasn't won a competition. Well, I guess technically the HOH competition for this, but like, oh God, I can't.
Well, my favorite line of Terrence was when he said, "Well, I had no idea this was going on." You know, when Carl was telling him something, I go, "Yeah, we know.
We know, Terrence.
No,
We keyed into that a while ago, buddy.
yeah. It's like we're with you. We know.
Yeah." He was arguing for Daniel. You know, he was like, "Daniel, I'm going to save Dan." No,
And I was just like, oh my God, like how could it just seems so read the room, but he just didn't know what was going on.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He did.
Poor Terrence,
Oh,
but we
Terrence.
love him. Who do you
We
think is
do.
going to win? Who do you think is going to be out this week? Let us know at Ticket2, the number 2 reality on all the socials. Tweet at us, Instagram, DM us, post on our whatever. We will get back to you. And if you're watching the video on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, follow, subscribe, leave us some ratings, reviews, all that good stuff. Lee, take us out of here because I got to get to bed. It's my first day of teaching tomorrow.
oh,
Oh,
exciting.
well, Justin Bieber's teaching tomorrow. I mean, TJ's teaching tomorrow.
Same
Can you
haircut,
imagine when he walks
same
in?
country, both incredibly good looking.
So handsome.
There you go.
So
There you
handsome,
go.
so handsome. All right, I think we nailed it. I think it's good, and I can't wait for the jewelry competition that will happen close to finale. So
I also can't wait to jewelry crush you.
It's going to be fun to watch and plan.
all right, that's it. We're out.
See you guys.
Bye.